The Veil of Shadows. In the dimly lit village of Ravenswood, Detective Adam found himself in the midst of an eerie and chilling case. The murder of a man named Harry had left the community in a state of shock and fear. As Adam arrived at the crime scene, he could sense the palpable tension in the air, but he remained determined to uncover the truth behind the heinous act. The villagers, however, were anything but cooperative. Every door he knocked on seemed to slam shut before he could even utter a word. Their eyes bore a haunting gaze, one that spoke of secrets they were unwilling to reveal. The weight of the village's silence hung heavy on Adam's shoulders, but he refused to be dissuaded. As he persisted in his investigation, he noticed that some villagers would cast fearful glances in his direction, warning him to abandon the case. "You shouldn't be poking your nose in this, detective," an old woman whispered, her voice trembling. "Dark forces are at play here, and you don't want to get caught in their web." But Adam was no stranger to the shadows, having solved countless mysteries before. He remained steadfast, knowing that the truth lay concealed behind the villagers' fearful facade. One day, while seeking solace in a quiet cafe, he struck up a conversation with the owner, Mike. They quickly became friends, and Adam confided in him about the difficulties he faced in unraveling the murder of Harry. Mike's eyes darkened with concern, and he leaned in closer. "I have a friend in this village, John. He's always been attuned to strange occurrences and supernatural events. Maybe he can help you shed light on this case." Adam's interest was piqued, and he asked Mike to introduce him to John. The next evening, under the pale glow of the moon, Adam met the enigmatic John in a secluded corner of the village. John's presence was as haunting as the shadows that danced around them. His eyes seemed to hold a deep knowledge of the darkness that lurked within the village. He spoke cryptically about the secrets the villagers guarded so fiercely, hinting at a malevolent force that had plagued the village for generations. "Be careful, detective," John warned, his voice a whisper on the wind. "The shadows here are ancient and unforgiving. There are things in this village that are best left undisturbed." But Adam's determination was unwavering, and he knew he needed John's help to solve this difficult case. Together, they delved into the village's murky past, unraveling tales of curses and ancient rituals. Adam's skepticism clashed with John's beliefs, but as they explored the village's forgotten corners, Adam couldn't help but feel a chill crawl up his spine. Strange occurrences plagued their investigation. Objects seemed to move on their own, and whispers echoed in the night. Adam's rational mind struggled to comprehend the unexplainable, but he couldn't deny the presence of something malevolent lurking in the shadows. As they ventured deeper into the village's haunting history, they uncovered a tragic tale of betrayal and vengeance. Centuries ago, a curse had been cast upon the village, condemning its inhabitants to an eternity of suffering. The murder of Harry, it seemed, was not an isolated act, but a grim reminder of the village's dark past. The malevolent force that Adam had sensed from the beginning was an entity known as the Veil of Shadows, seeking to exact its revenge on the villagers. With every step they took, the shadows seemed to close in around them. Adam and John found themselves engulfed in a chilling web of deceit and malevolence, struggling to distinguish reality from the supernatural. As they drew closer to the truth, the village's secrets began to surface, revealing a conspiracy that spanned generations. The villagers' silence wasn't merely fear, it was a desperate attempt to keep the curse contained, lest the veil of shadows escape its prison. In a final confrontation with the malevolent entity, Adam and John faced the full force of the darkness that had haunted the village for centuries. The chilling truth was laid bare before them, and Adam realized that solving this case would require more than just his detective skills. It would demand courage in the face of the unknown. With their combined strength, they managed to confront the veil of shadows, banishing it back to the depths of darkness where it belonged. As dawn broke over the village, a sense of peace descended upon Ravenswood, and the villagers began to open up to Adam, finally willing to share their painful history. Though the veil of shadows was vanquished, Adam knew that the village's chilling past would forever be etched in his memory. As he bid farewell to John and Mike, he realized that some mysteries were best left unsolved, and some secrets were better off buried in the shadows. But as he left Ravenswood, he couldn't shake the feeling that there were other cases out there, ones that defied explanation and challenged the boundaries of his rational mind. Detective Adam had faced the darkness and emerged victorious, but the haunting memories of Ravenswood would continue to linger, a constant reminder of the thin line that separated the realm of the living from the abyss of the supernatural. Years later, when Adam had become a seasoned detective, he received a letter from Mike. The letter spoke of new mysteries unfolding in Ravenswood, hinting at the reappearance of the malevolent veil of shadows. Torn between the past and the present, Adam found himself drawn back to the village that had once held him captive in its chilling grasp. As he returned to Ravenswood, he couldn't help but feel that this time, the shadows were darker and the malevolence more potent. Old faces greeted him with a mix of gratitude and apprehension, and he knew that the veil of shadows had once again cast its sinister shadow over the village. Determined to protect the innocent and confront the darkness that threatened to consume Ravenswood once more, Adam joined forces with Mike and John, who had never truly left the village's enigmatic embrace. Together, they faced the veil of shadows once again, but this time the malevolent force seemed stronger, more intent on unleashing its wrath upon the village and its inhabitants. As the darkness encroached upon them, Adam's resolve was tested like never before. He knew that to banish the veil of shadows for good, he would have to confront not just the entity itself, but the darkest corners of his own soul. In a hot pounding battle between good and evil, Adam and his allies fought to protect Ravenswood and its people from the malevolent force that sought to engulf them in eternal darkness. The final confrontation was a chilling and haunting spectacle, as the veil of shadows seemed to pulse with ancient energy, unleashing its fury upon the village. It was a battle of wills and strength, of light against darkness, and the fate of Ravenswood hung in the balance. As the sun began to rise, bathing the village in a golden light, Adam felt an inexplicable surge of energy. It was a force that could not be explained by mere logic, but it seemed to emanate from the depths of the village itself. In a moment of clarity, Adam understood that the key to banishing the veil of shadows lay not in fighting it, but in embracing the light within himself. With a newfound sense of purpose and courage, he channeled his inner strength and unleashed a blinding light that enveloped the malevolent entity. The veil of shadows shrieked in agony, its darkness being cast back into the abyss from whence it came. As the light prevailed, Adam knew that he had finally triumphed over the malevolence that had haunted the village for centuries. In the aftermath, Ravenswood began to heal, and the villagers emerged from the shadows with newfound hope and courage. Adam's bravery and resilience had not only saved the village from a fate worse than death, but had also set him free from the haunting memories of his past. As he bid farewell to Ravenswood, he knew that this was not just a tale of a detective solving a murder case. It was a story of courage in the face of darkness, of the enduring power of friendship, and of the light that could overcome even the most chilling shadows. And so, as Detective Adam left Ravenswood behind, he knew that he would forever carry the memories of the village in his heart. The haunting shadows of that fateful case had shaped him into the detective he was today, a beacon of light in a world often overshadowed by darkness. And he knew that, no matter where his future cases would take him, he would never forget the chilling tale of Ravenswood, a village forever entwined with the haunting shadows of its past.